You are an ardent devotee of Swami and have visited Prasanthi Nilayam many times before. Today, as we sit in this prestigious Purnachandra auditorium, what is the first thought that fills your heart?
I am filled with, I should say, dripping with eternal joy today. Because the first memory of this auditorium has been about 40 years ago, when Swami on this very stage gave me a gold medal, and that was my introduction to Swami. Till then I never knew Swami. So I came here as an agnostic. I never knew about Swami until Swami gave me the medal and I touched his feet on this very stage, and inadvertently I recited the shloka, Sharanagata Dinartha Paritrana Parayane Sarvasyarthi Hare Devi Narayani Namostute. So it was a sense of complete surrender. I really don't know what came about. It was like an instant reaction when I touched his feet. And I just said, Swami, you please take care of my life. I am here at your feet. And that was the sense of complete surrender. I never knew I could do that. Swami made me do that. And ever since, my life has been like Swami is holding my hand and leading me through. And when Swami is holding your hand, it's a port key. Like, you know, in Harry Potter's books, you have the port key to the best of the world. So that's how he's been leading me.
Thank you for saying one moment of surrender and there's no looking back. Let's go forward. We understand you have a vision that extends beyond traditional governance, like the monumental Sabala project and all women for women by women initiative, or training more than 15,000 government schoolgirls in self-defense, nurturing the environment with the help of SHGs, to name a few. What advice do you have for the Mahilas here? And especially, if I may add, what we see here is just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath lies a vast potential.
I fully agree with you, Charishma. Sitting here, all of you may not have the same vision that I have. I can see a blue sea of sisterhood, all dressed in blue. And then there is this beautiful moon up there. So I can see moonlight in broad daylight. So this is what all of you are meant to do. You see, you are all covering yourselves with your pallu, showing all the signs of humility with joined hands. But each of you has a heart that has gone through so many things in life, has had so much of faith in Swami, and who has seen you all through some exceptional moments in your lives. Each of you here is precious, very, very precious, and deserves to be sitting here and getting interviewed. I think beneath all this lies your heart. Your heartbeats, I believe, should be like, you know, the drum beats of a war song, taking forward Swami's message to every home and making sure that no woman sheds a tear, lending that helping hand, lending that ear, lending that hand of support, and being what it means to be a real sister for every woman in this whole world.
Thank you, Ma'am. Navigating the demanding corridors of responsibility along with the joys and duties of family and kids is no easy task. How do you strike this balance?
Like I said, initially when I started the program of defense, self-defense for girls in this district, in the first district that I worked in, that is Jangaon, and then later on as a collector of Peddapalli district. Why I started it was, there was a case that came to me, an 8-year-old child who was brutalized in the worst form ever. The parents were holding the little child in their arms and they brought the child to me asking for justice. What kind of justice can a collector deliver, even if it means finding the culprits and putting them in prison? Justice is still not delivered to that little child because she has gone through things that are unimaginable. So that was when it came to my mind that women need to be empowered physically also. We think that, we live for the family, we live for our children. We eat the last, we take care of everybody's needs and very less of ours. So when I hit upon this idea of teaching self-defense, around 15,000 students from across the district, they made a beautiful display for which we also got the Guinness Book of World Records. But what was more important was when one of those girls told me, "Ma'am, you have taught us how to make weapons out of our own bodies. We don't need any further weapons now." So this is what I think changed the lives of all those girls who were so confident, which looked very clearly when they walk, when they talk, they can really look like lionesses, no matter what they wear. So this was the transformation I saw. So women, I know for sure, are the only ones that can give birth. No man can do that. We should pride ourselves on that. Women, in the very first stages of life, are taught by nature that you can bleed and still be strong. And women are taught by nature that you can give birth to a child who can rule the world. You can train your family to become the beacons of light for the whole world. So what cannot a woman do? I believe we can do everything that is possible. But at the same time, let us also remember, we need people who will support us within the family. It is so easy to say wonderful things about women, but it is so difficult to support that woman in our own family. So we need a husband who would allow us to grow, give us wings, who would not come in that way. And I've been so fortunate that way, that I did get, with Swami's grace, a husband who has given me wings. And a family, an in-laws, a family of my in-laws, who were so happy to see me get into the civil service. And when I was going for my interview, it was my father-in-law who trained me how to answer the interviewers. So this is something that is, it's only because Swami desired it. And the icing on the cake is that Swami performed my wedding. And he brought these two families together. And when he performed my wedding, he said one thing. He said, "Both of you have got very high tempers, me and my husband. So remember to keep it in control. And remember that a marriage performed by Swami has to be an ideal marriage." And that's exactly what it turned out to be for the best of my life. That has been, my husband has been the anchor of my life. And my children equally as much. So I think women, while we do what we do, we also need the support of men who understand that women need to be given those wings.
Thank you, Mom. Swami often speaks of the profound connection and mirror-like reflection between himself and his chosen instruments in service as Sai, SAI, and IAS. Ma'am, from your experience, could you share some insights into this divine connection?
Okay. So what else do we need? We don't really need golden medals and badges of honor. All we need is those 3 letters which actually are pronounced SAI, not IAS. I'm more happy to say that it is SAI. And what a great significance it holds for us, because the profession per se deals with service. It's the administrative service which Swami embodies and which he has asked us all to do. So we really don't have to go to the Himalayas and do any tapas. All we need to do is people who come to our doorstep in office, listen to them, do what they require, give them that sense of concern. And even if we are not able to solve their problems, at least hear them out, which we do on a daily basis. And whatever decisions we take as administrators, they involve a huge populace. And that can make changes in lives of millions, which is why I think Swami, or people even in the Department of Personnel and Training in Government of India, they very wisely chose the letters IAS, which read as SAI from, behind. But I can tell you, there are millions of times that I know how Swami has been leading us through our lives, especially in my profession. I will just give you a few examples if time permits. Okay, the first thing, when I came here last night, it was too late. I didn't have the chance to go and have darshan. So I just slept with a very heavy heart. And what happens in my dream is I dream that I have come for darshan of Swami near the Mahasamadhi. And I'm standing there. And there are people standing there telling me, Swami is asleep. Please don't disturb him. You can't see him. Please go. And again, I just turned back with a heavy heart when I hear the words, Bangaru, in my sleep, in my dream. I am awake, I am not asleep. Bangaru, please come. And I just woke up with such happiness in my heart today that I think Swami is sitting right here now, listening to what I'm saying, making me say what I'm saying. And it's all the great, great blessings that I have received in my life. That is the only one thing I thought I would share as far as today's experience is concerned. But apart from that, there have been so many experiences. Like for one, during the elections of 2018, I was the returning officer for the Peddapalli parliamentary constituency. And in an IAS officer's life, it's very important to conduct an election without any repoll. It is important to do that because you carry that tag with you all through your career. So what happened was, after the election was over and the EVMs, the electronic voting machines, were safely stored in the strong room, there was still some time left for the counting. So we had all the security measures that had to be put in place. And one day I was in Swami's temple in Peddapalli. Fortunately, you have Swami's temples everywhere. So I was praying, and suddenly there was no wind or gust of wind or gale or anything. But then there was a calendar of Swami hanging there, which moved very wildly, left and right. And it fell down. I just picked it up and put it up. I didn't understand the significance of it. But I prayed and went back home. And within an hour, there was a huge hailstorm that came. And in that hailstorm, the windows of the strong room were shattered. And once that happens, it means that the security has been compromised. And if the security of the EVMs has been compromised, all the political parties are up against us, asking us to conduct a repoll. But I just prayed to Swami and went there, and I called all the political parties and told them, see, this is an act of nature. Let us go through the the video recordings, because we have a CCTV cameras there. And then they went through it, but they were still doubtful that because the window had shattered, there could be some compromise there, because water would have entered and the EVMs could have been damaged. So we had a ladder put and we went in. I didn't, but the political parties did. And lo and behold, the water did not touch a single EVM, but there was water inside. Not a single EVM. And then these political parties of all kinds, you can understand, they can always use this chance against us. But they came down and said, Madam, we will sign any report you want. We are convinced that there has been no foul play. And this is nothing but Swami's grace. And after that, when I sent the report to the Chief Secretary, he actually congratulated me for having handled that, but he didn't know that it was Swami who handled the whole thing for me. There is another instance when we had Gram Panchayat elections, and again there was this heavy downpour. Ballot boxes were kept in the tent, and people were stuck under the tent, which had fallen under the pressure of the rain. And anything could have happened. They could have died. People could have died under that tent of suffocation. But fortunately, I was just praying, Om Shri Sai Ram, Om Shri Sai Ram. That is my only mantra. And they came, none of them, nothing happened. We pulled out almost 15 people from under the tent. Nothing happened. And not a single ballot paper or ballot box got wet. So there was no repoll again. So these kind of things happened so many times. Recently, I had to handle a tender worth about 3,000 crores, a kind of tender that never ever was done before. So you had to invent everything, discover everything. And I was really worried because these kind of things can lead to scams. People can throw stones at you. I was thinking, what do I do? And I was really praying to Swami. And what happens? A 90-year-old man walks into my room. He says he's Swami's devotee. His name is Kondal Rao Garu. He happened to be the engineer-in-chief of Anantapur district when Swami had commissioned the drinking water project. And he comes in and tells me, Amma, we will do the tenders together. I will help you out. I appointed him as our consultant and not a single problem. It all went through wonderfully well without anybody raising a finger, not even the courts, not even political parties, not even the general public. So that's how Swami helps when we are in trouble or when we seek help from him. There's nothing that works like the name of Swami.
Thank you for sharing that, ma'am. You are a trained classical singer. Do you want to take this opportunity to offer some of your music to Swami?
Oh, yes. Actually, I've been seeing so many great singers sing in front of Swami there. And it always was in my heart that I should make one offering to Swami at some point of time in my life. And thank you for reminding me. I will do that at, of course, the risk of all our sisters here. This is a lullaby, though I shouldn't be singing it at this point of time, but it's something that I really love, sung by many great singers. It goes like this. Uyalalo Kumar Shri Sathya Sai. Uyalalo Kumar Shri Sathya Sai. Atmadolikalono Anandadai. Anandadai. Uyalalo Guma Shri Sathya Sai. Atmadolikalono Anandadai. Anandadai. Lali, 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 lali.
That was a soulful singing, ma'am. Words fall short to express our collective gratitude to you. Swami says, when women rise, the world is uplifted. Thank you, ma'am, for embodying that truth in spirit and in action, and for reminding us that when Mahilas are anchored in Swami's love, they don't just lead, they elevate. They rise as visionaries, spreading his message of love and selfless service. Thank you, ma'am.
Can I just end with one statement, if you don't mind?
Please,
If you're
please
not
do.
over. There is one wonderful poem by Potana. It says, Chakri chintaleni janmambu janmame, tarala salila budbudambu gaka. Basically what it means is, if you are not thinking of God, Chakri means Vishnu. If you're not thinking, Chakri chintaleni janmambu janmame, is your life called a life at all? Tarala salila budbudambu gaka, nothing but a bubble on the water. So as small or as valueless or as unimportant as a bubble is a life that doesn't have the thoughts of God. And I always thought when Swami used to raise two hands, one hand is to say stop, first look at me, and the second hand, if you look at me, I will bless you. So that is why he raises two hands. So Sai chintaleni janmambu janmame, tarala salila budbudambu gaka. Let us feel the happiness of Swami's devotion, Swami's message, and lead our lives the way Swami wants us all to. And like I said, none better than this blue sisterhood to take this forward. Thank you very much for making me part of your today's wonderful program.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We will make sure to remember Swami every moment of our life. Thank you so much once again for joining us today.